Hey, everybody. Okay, so, it gets really weird. It's like, I think it's Wednesday, and I'm going to do a little Wednesday wisdom for you. Good morning, everybody. Kelly Orchard, the Badass Certifier. What I have for you today, how are you? I know. I haven't been doing live videos for a while, but there's a reason for that. Because I don't like to do hair and makeup when I don't have to. I know I keep joking about that, but it is absolutely true. I'm a radio girl. I can do voiceovers all day long with my hair up and no makeup on, but if I got to do a live video, I'm not going to scare you or me for that matter. But here I am. I have some plans for 2021. I do, and I'm working on them. And I had some. I just wanted to share some fun stuff with you. I do stay in touch with my radio friends. I have a long history in radio. In fact, I had a very famous Los Angeles radio personality call it my pedigree. And the other day was my dad's birthday. Of course, I'm second generation radio broadcaster. My dad was in radio in Los Angeles during the heyday of Boss radio days when things were really turning around for radio and it was a lot of fun. And so I've stayed in contact with, a lot of radio people from that era. I have something I did want to ask you first of all. So one of my clients and friends, it's like I'm trying to think outside the box to do something with my career. I mean, how many people's lives have been completely upended and maybe the career path that you were on, however, whatever age you are, doesn't matter at this point, is no longer viable. I know that in some instances that was the case for me. The live speaking engagements, the workshops in person, I had to adapt. I had to figure out a way to make the shift. And it's all in my badass tools, by the way. When everything started coming down at the beginning of the COVID thing and the lockdown, and personal things are going on with me, and I felt it necessary that it was time to move my parents in with me. And there was so many other things, and I'm not gonna share all of the details about the emotional traumas that have also been occurring in my personal life, but the little professional hiccups. But the thing is that I was talking to a colleague and he goes, well, this is the time where you're going to really find out if your badass tools work. And I can honestly say they do, but they are just therapeutic tools. I'm not doing anything differently than I would encourage you to do to be able to work your way through this, navigate your way through whatever change you need to make. So here we are, it's like, how can you think outside the box when you're stuck inside one? I mean, really, I know, and that's just a real statement. And, I came up with that with a client yesterday and she goes, oh my God, that's perfect. But then the other thing I thought is like, we have to play the hand we're dealt. Okay, but geez Louise, they changed the card game. I'm trying to play the hand I dealt, but what game are we playing now? I mean, because I thought we were playing Go Fish, but I think we're playing poker now, and I'm not sure which game of poker we're playing, and can I change these cards? I mean, don't you feel that way? It's like, geez Louise, what the heck? So, as I'm, talking to my friends in radio or you or somebody else, I'm finding out that we're all kind of in this this box together, and the box just keeps enclosing us. And so I had people saying, it's like, I have a lot of positive energy. I know. And I've done a couple of trips to Sedona, which has really helped. And I have lots to share. And, imagine, I'm a writer. So I'm a creative person. So when I'm stressed out, I write. That's my coping tool. That's what I do. Or I dance. It's music or writing for me. Always dance and writing. And so I've been writing a lot, so I gotta say, so I haven't been, doing live videos because I've been busy writing and I have a lot to share. So here's what I'm doing. I'm starting a podcast. You may have seen, the little artwork that I passed around on social media earlier this week. I'm just calling it simply Kelly Orchard, Badass Certifier. And it's a podcast for successful badassery. And I'm going to certify badasses one podcast at a time. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It launches January 1st. Yep, that's right. New Year's Day. We'll talk about things like a word of the year. I will go over the Badass program with you. It is an acronym. So each week or each month we'll be dedicating to one letter of the Badass acronym. And I'll explain all of that to you. But we're also going to get some Mustang Mondays in there. And on Fridays, it'll be Fruitful Fridays because, Kelly Orchard's apple a day is daily nourishment for wisdom, success, and personal growth. This is just, a lot of these radio people say, well, you should start a podcast. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start a podcast. So here I am. So one of the things that I'm thrilled that I was able to do is I was able to recruit a highly skilled, fun, former major market radio personality to do the voiceover intro and outro and some other fun things for me. And I'm not afraid to say his name. I'll say his name. His name is Bobby Ocean. And he worked with my dad in Los Angeles at KHJ during the Boss Radio days. And I think Bobby came to the station in the 70s. My dad was there earlier, but Bobby came to the station in the 70s. And then when we moved to Victorville to build our own radio stations, my dad took Bobby Ocean's voice with us. That's right. He was the imaging voice. Basically, he did all of our liners and promos and anything that wasn't me or my brothers. It was Bobby Ocean. And so for me, his voice is home, because honestly, I probably here's a little insight I want to just share with you. Okay, the thing is that creatively, my brother Brad was always my coach when it came to being on the air, radio commercials, promos, whatever that we did. He was my coach, and I miss him because he died 5 years ago. So when I am being creative, I kind of channel my brother, not in a weird way. You know what I mean? I think about, what would he say to me? What would he be telling me to do? That's why I use my hands a lot when I do this, because that helps to project your voice when you use your hands. And Brad taught me that. He taught me how to lower my intonation and inflection, and he taught me how to pronounce words correctly. But he was also extremely creative. So when I would come to him with an idea, he would not only encourage it, but he would help me to amplify it, make it even better. I miss my brother Brad. So when I reached out to Bobby Ocean, it's like the next best thing, because he's a voice of home for me. So Brad had a really big voice. Bobby Ocean has a fantastic voice. In fact, I had a lively conversation with him on Monday, and I don't know what he's going to come up with. He tells me, he goes, I'm going to go into the studio and I'm going to read what you sent me, but I might come up with something different. And that's what I love about radio personalities, the true ones, the big ones, the ones that got to play radio, is because they got to use their imaginations and create things on their own. And I can't wait until this man returns the audio files for me, because the podcast is going to launch. So right now I'm working on the artwork and the audio stuff. The content's already pretty much been written. So I really want you to be looking for it for me, okay? Because I'm doing it for you. Literally certifying badasses, one podcast at a time. And the podcast is simply called Kelly Orchard Badass Certifier. And it's a podcast for successful badassery. I'll give you more details as we go along through the rest of December. But I wanted to get on today and just kind of give you a heads up. This is what I'm doing, because we're all badasses. Here's the thing. The definition of my version of badass means that if you are getting through this, whether you're struggling or not, but your attitude is you're not going to give up, your attitude is going to determine your success. So I'm going to teach you how to have a badass, positive attitude, because when you do, you can flip the format on all this fear and negativity, because fear is also a virus. All right. So let's release the virus and get rid of it. So pay attention. All right. I want you to subscribe first. Okay. The first thing you can do is you can get Kelly Orchard's Apple a Day already. It's on all the podcast platforms. My dad turned 83 on Monday. That's crazy. But I'm glad that he's here with me. Him and my mom both live with me now. And so that's a whole new journey. And sometimes I'll have to share that as well, won't I? So you guys, I know that we're all having different levels of struggles right now. Some people have completely lost their jobs and careers. Some people are actually thriving, but maybe feeling guilty because you're thriving, because other people aren't and you don't want to talk about it. And I see it from both spectrums and everything in between. So here it is. We need to be badass, whether we're doing well or we're not doing well. If you're not doing well, you need to just flip the attitude. If you are doing well, you need to flip the attitude and not feel so guilty. You need to celebrate your successes, and that's what we're going to do. All right, you guys, I am out of here. You have a wonderful Wednesday. Hey, wonderful Wednesday. That's good. That's an old radio thing too. It's like coming up with a key thing. So that's why I have Mustang Mondays, Wednesday Wisdom, and Fruitful Fridays. It's all coming up on my podcast, which is launching January 1st, but I will have a trailer so you can subscribe to it before the actual launch, and I'll let you know when that's going to happen. But be looking for it, because we're going to have fun, because I'm going to certify badasses one podcast at a time. All right, you guys, I'm Kelly Orchard, the Badass Certifier. Have a great day. And remember to be bold, be brave, be confident, be badass. See you later.